What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Epic7 video, and today, guys, we're going to be going over what the possible ideas are for the possible collab. We thought maybe last night when we saw some kind of leak of ReZero, which I'm not even too familiar with it, to be honest, but apparently that was for sure photoshopped for another collab that ReZero was doing with another property, and that was confirmed fake from 4chan, so at least to my knowledge, from what I've heard from my resources, that's what I've been told. So anyway, we're here to talk about what my top 5 that I possibly think of games that could possibly be the collab for Epic7 in the middle of next month. So before we get into it, guys, make sure you guys do hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and comment down below in today's video what your top 5 or what your top pick property for Epic7's collab event will be. And so let's go through some things first. We have a Sur Lane. That is going to be our first pick for today's video. So I'm not only talking about popular things, because like they could throw out any popular anime out there, you know, anything like that, and they could say, okay, that could be a popular property. But I'm more thinking about the actual games that have been successful, whether they came from an anime and they had been migrated into a mobile platform, or vice versa. If they were a mobile platform, they made an anime. You know, keep that in mind. And also for the mobile platform, also, like, I mean, because like something like Clash of Clans would just look really, really weird. You know, Looney Tunes World of Mayhem would look really, really weird. You know, a lot of the Nickelodeon Disney games, you know, even the Marvel games, like that would look kind of weird competing with Epic7, because Epic7 is an anime-based 2D game that's turn-based. So I try to find some games that, even if the artwork isn't completely up to par to Epic7 when it comes to gameplay, a lot of their, like, you know, artwork that you guys see in the lobby, or artwork that you see in like their hero journals and things like that, and also a kind of a variety of characters they could potentially have within that property. So first, I'm going to start with the Sur Lane. To be honest, a lot of these games I'm not so incredibly familiar with. Unfortunately, most of the gachas I've played in my lifetime have basically no chance, zero chance of being a collab with Epic7, due to most of them are bigger companies, or they've already collabed with other gaming companies recently, and typically you don't do more than one collab, usually within a year, I'd say. So a lot of the games I played, you know, Destiny Nights and Dokkan Battle and Naruto Blazing and Damachi and games like that, just probably are not going to have a collab here, or Digimon, obviously. Anything Bandai is pretty much nixed, I would assume. But a Sur Lane, I'm going to throw out here first. Like I said, I've never really played it. I did look at some screenshots of what kind of the gameplay is. It is more of a chibi-style gameplay, turn-based. Reminds me more of like a Dragalia or a Langresser style of turn-based game. And I'm not going to throw out any new game that came out in 2019 or late 2018, because outside of Dragalia, I don't really feel a lot of the other IPs were insanely popular to where Epic7 would say in their interview that that was a very popular legendary IP. I would say a Sur Lane's been around for a long, long time, and just because of the artwork that it has and of the traction it did have for, I think it was either a year and a half ago it came out, that it has a possibility. I wouldn't say it's a strong possibility, but it really depends on how much pull Smilegate and Super Creative have of who they can, you know, get on board with them to collab. So I wanted to throw a Sur Lane in here just because it is a possibility, guys. So we'll have to see if some other ones come down the road, but this is my first pick for the game today. So now let's go into our next one, which is the Grand Chase. Now, Grand Chase came out right around the same time as Epic7. So from that point of view, Grand Chase is not like a legendary IP per se, as far as it's, you know, around the same time as Epic7. But the reason why Grand Chase could possibly be a collab for this game is not only the artwork and game style, but also because Grand Chase has been around for a long, long, long time. I know, special shout out to my boy Josh First. He used to play the original MMO of Grand Chase way back in the day, so he probably would be able to tell you guys more information on the inner workings of the property. I've never really played the game, but due to the art style, the character backgrounds from what I've seen, and the gameplay, now that they do have a, you know, a pretty good, you know, mobile game out as well, they could be a strong possibility to collab with Epic7 due to art style and their history. So let's go into the next one. So the next one is actually could be possibly the #1 pick for a possible collab, which is League of Legends. League of Legends is an absolute insane monster, especially in Korea. And since our game does hail from Korea, we cannot, you know, discredit the possibility, even though it's an MMO, or not an MMO, it's like Dota. I forgot what those types of games are called. I'm so sorry, I have a brain fart today. But we can't discredit that they could possibly be doing a big collab with epicseven, because epicseven said it's going to be a legendary IP. Everyone pretty much in the gaming industry knows or has heard of League of Legends at some point in their life, and that it's very, very Korean-centric as far as the player base goes. It's probably got a bigger following in Korea than it does in the United States. And even some of the creators and developers for League of Legends have been caught from screenshots been leaked that they have been playing, the creators of, not creators, but people, a staff of League of Legends have been playing epicseven. So that is a big, big indication. And if I had to bet money, I would bet on League of Legends purely from that fact and because it's a Korean-driven game. So League of Legends is going to be our number 3 pick for possible collabs for epicseven next month. Now the last one, or I'm sorry, we'll get to you guys in a minute. Hold on. Here we go. All right. So the next pick is actually going to be the pick I want the most, purely because of my fanboyism from my 90s of playing Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy 9 and 10, is Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, which has obviously been around a very, very long time. I want to say they've been around close to the length of like Dokkan Battle. Definitely one of the older gachas that are still around and kicking. And I just love Final Fantasy artwork. I love their turn-based, you know, style of gameplay. Very, very similar to epicseven. And honestly, that is my number 1 pick. If I had to pick today, I would want Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I love Cloud. I love Sephiroth. I love Zidane from Final Fantasy 9. You know, I love Squall from Final Fantasy 8. So that would be Titus, you know, playing the soccer. Still from Final Fantasy 10. So I definitely would love to see him in epicseven. I know we were not going to get all the characters of Final Fantasy because it's a very wide range of characters. So especially if they are going to branch out from, you know, all the different Final Fantasy games, not just Brave Exvius. If it's just a Final Fantasy in general collab, then we could see a lot of different characters could be introduced into epicseven. Even if they're not all playable characters, they could be like side story characters or something like that. So I feel like Final Fantasy has the most like stuff to pull from as far as games go as well. So let's go into the last one. And from the community standpoint, this is what the number 1, it almost seems like that people want to see. Possibly maybe outside of like Summoner's War, but I don't think Summoner's War is going to collab with us, to be honest. Just because they just released Skylanders, is made by the same company, Come At Us, just released that game. So if Summoner's War is going to collab with somebody, if Skylanders becomes very, very big down the road, then I would assume they're going to collab with their own property. That's generally what happens. You guys have seen that with Dokkan Battle collabing with One Piece, things like that. And then we just had Dragalia just got announced, actually, I believe today or yesterday, that they're obviously going to be collabing with Fire Emblem Heroes for their 6-month anniversary. So I would think that Summoner's War is going to be off the table for us, even though it's like we are kind of like a carbon post of Summoner's War, a very, very similar style game. But Fate Grand Order is another type of game that could be very, very similar. It's pretty similar to epicseven, Damacy, things like that. It was a turn-based RPG, very, very similar art style, character design, you know, things like that of very, very similarities. So that is going to be my top 5 picks of what I possibly think could be coming for the collab as far as properties that we have options for. But, you know, definitely, guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this whole idea. If you guys think that this is going to be a big, you know, a big switch and it's going to be a completely different company, or do you guys think it's going to be one of the 5 I mentioned, or do you guys have some other companies in mind that I did not mention that could possibly be it? And if you guys really want to say Dragon Ball Z, if you want to say Dokkan Battle, if you want to say Dragon Ball Z Legends, if you want to see Naruto, go for it. But like I said, don't hold your breath. I would say it's a 99% chance that Bandai will not collab with epicseven. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for the support today on the channel. Sorry, it's been a couple days since my last video. We've been busy trying to get our taxes done for our business and all that kind of crazy personal stuff going on. So, But thank you guys so much for checking out the video today. As always, I really, really appreciate the support you guys give me, and if you guys can subscribe and like the video, much, much appreciated. And until then, guys, let me know your comments down below, and we'll see you guys in the next Epic 7 video. Peace out, guys.